President Trump's rocky relationship with the Kremlin continued today as he had a phone call with Vladimir Putin to reportedly discuss the future of Syria, Iran, North Korea, the Ukraine. This phone call comes just one day after Putin met with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in Russia to discuss potential peace initiatives drafted by none other than Russia, Iran, and Turkey. Putin has consistently supported Assad, even as nearly 500,000 people have died in Bashar al-Assad's country over the nearly 7-year-long Syrian civil war. Earlier this year, Trump launched dozens of Tomahawk missiles at a Syrian airbase after Assad was accused of using chemical weapons on his own people. And Trump tries to navigate problems everywhere from North Korea to Syria. How should the president deal with strongmen like Putin and Assad? Let me bring in Fox News strategic analyst Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. Colonel, always great to see you.
Always great to speak with my favorite Southside Virginia rebel.
Yeah, we got Charlie Harrop coming up in a minute, another Southsider. Colonel, what good can come out of President Trump having this phone call with Putin?
Well, if somehow it sobered President Trump up about Putin, that would be great. But I'm very wary. I'm sure that Jim Mattis and H.R. McMaster and John Kelly and Rex Tillerson were all very nervous about this. Because Putin is wily, he's experienced, he knows what his goals are, and he works hard to get there. And President Trump, for whatever virtues he has displayed, is very soft on Putin. You have this peculiar, this bizarre fondness for Putin, his unwillingness ever to criticize him. And we have to be very clear. Putin does not mean well by us. And you look at the Syria situation and what Putin is doing, apart from what he's doing everywhere else against our interests. He just had a meeting to settle the future of Syria with Turkey and Iran, as you mentioned, Russia, Turkey, Iran. We weren't invited. Right. Even though we've done the heaviest lifting militarily against ISIS in Syria, Putin wants us out now. He wants us out of Syria. He wants us out of Iraq. He wants us out of the northern Middle East. He is now, and then he summoned Bashar al-Assad, the bloody-handed dictator of Syria. He summoned him to Moscow to kiss the Godfather's ring. Because while Assad is still the figurehead in power, he has no power. Putin has the power. Iran has the power. And what Turkey and Iran and Russia were doing was carving Syria up, even though it'll nominally stay together. Turks gets a zone of influence in the east. Iran gets a bridge, an empire all the way to the Mediterranean. And we are not dealing seriously with it. Our military is serious, but President Trump has not come to grips with this, and he needs to recognize, whatever it takes, he needs to recognize that Putin is our enemy. He has done us harm. He intends to do us more harm.
What should be done beyond that? I have like 8,000 questions, Colonel, but because you see what's going on as we fight ISIS, as ISIS is weakened, you already see also Iran trying to take greater power with Hezbollah, funding Hezbollah, maybe with the money that we sent them as part of the Iran nuclear deal. But also, and you see what's going on in Yemen, for example. So this is not just a Syria problem. This is a problem with the sphere of influence that Russia and Iran have in the Middle East.
Absolutely. We used to be the powerhouse. Now, Putin is becoming the regional hegemon. Iran is building the greatest Persian empire in 2,500 years, stretching all the way from western Afghanistan to the Mediterranean. It is a seismic shift, a fracturing of the order of the Middle East. Iran's building the Shia empire, by the way, as opposed to the Sunni South and North Africa. This is a prescription for far greater trouble to come. And God knows we would all like the Middle East to calm down, stop the butchery, stop the slaughter. But the divisiveness is going to continue. And also, in addition to Putin edging us and Iran edging us out of Syria, Iran is working very hard through its massive influence in Iraq that arose especially after Barack Obama ran away after we basically won. Iran is trying to push us out of Iraq, and we're left with the booby prize, the Saudis, who can't defend themselves for all the weapons they bought. I mean, I wish we had more time. We don't, Dagan, but the bottom line for viewers is this. The Middle East is ugly. It's getting worse. Putin is gaining. We are losing. And it's time for us to come to our senses.
Iran spending some of that cash we sent on pallets in the middle of the night as part of that Iran deal. Thank you so much, Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters. Take care.